talking me.
Yeah, I think I might favor. If they got a statue or something, I'm done.
He's statuing up.
130. Where's my wallet?
I don't care. I'm statuing up.
Oh, you got a sword and it's 200? I bet. Let me get that. But yeah, so moving on from the war table, we were grounded this weekend.
Yeah, we were.
Right?
Yep.
And I can honestly admit that
You're hooked.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Playing it single player, I thought that it was a lot to do. And I felt like the world was bigger than what it actually is, just because like it takes so long to traverse to like one side of the map to the other side, you know what I mean? And things aren't easily acquired, and dang spiders and stuff like that. But, how did you feel about it, Sir Knight?
Yeah, so lots of good here because I was a little skeptical. When we
You were a
talked
lot
about
of
it
skeptical.
earlier.
Yeah, you were.
on that
I was a
one.
lot of skeptical.
I was surprised. Go ahead.
Because for one, I think it looked better than the video. The video looked a little grainy when they showed the trailer. The
Okay.
trailer was a little grainy. This is really it was very clear and crisp and high definition. When they first drop you in the world and you're in that kind of like canyon, and then you step out of the canyon into like the garden, it's like, whoa, that is dope, right? Like it feels large and you feel tiny, and it's very well done. Like in that regard, the world feels very detailed and thematic and immersive. Like I feel immersed as a little man in this world. I do think where they dropped the ball on the immersion is my character. He doesn't seem afraid to be there. He seems like, oh no, I shrunk down today to hang out down here. Like that's what it kind of feels like. Like that ant wants a piece of me, fine. Like it's just kind of like, like he's like not worried. I'd be like super confused. I'd be like super lost and cautious. I'd be like turning at every little, ruffle of the grass. And like it just feels like a normal day in the park for these guys that are down there playing. So I think that the story there needs to be fleshed out a little bit. It was kind of punishing a little bit at the start too. Like when I would lose my backpack down in like an ant hole, like it felt very difficult to have to find the materials to be able to go back down there. And especially if it was at night, I had to go and collect the materials to find a torch, or I couldn't even like really navigate it. And so like it felt a little punishing at first. With the backpack dropping and having to traverse my way back to that place without dying again, I was getting a little annoyed because it's really important to me that I feel like I'm progressing in some way. Like the time that I'm investing into this game, I need to feel like I made some progress of some kind. And for a little bit of the while there that we were playing, I was feeling like I wasn't making any progress, and I was getting a little bit annoyed and perturbed by it. But towards the end of the night, weekend, Stone and I were like building, my base. I was having a ton of fun. That left me thinking about the game when I left that night to thinking about I kind of want to go back in there now
So you can
and build some more.
finish it up and then
yeah,
get some
like
other
I
stuff.
was having a lot of fun. It was starting to stick. Like what Marcus really liked about it, what Mark really liked about it. Why I saw why you guys liked it so much. It started to stick with me, and I can understand why. Like, I'm kind of looking forward to going back in there, even more so than Ghost of Tsushima, right? Like I kind of want to go back in there, and it was fun. It was fun collecting and building. Once I got my spawn location tied down, so I know where I'm at, and I'm not like 100 miles away from my dead backpack. Like it became more progressively way more interesting and fun, and I'm looking forward to jumping back into it now. So I enjoyed my time with it. So it's a play for sure.
Yeah, for me, at first glance, I liked the theme of it. I like how it looked. I thought the graphics were fine, from the trailers and stuff. So I went in with high expectations, and then I wasn't pleasantly surprised, but I got what I was expecting. It's a fun game. To me, it's relaxing. It's chill. When I play by myself, I normally just try to build stuff. I like, just putting together a base. To me, that's like progression to me. I even break down my house and let me try to make it a different way. I really like builders like that, like Trove had some cool aspects. Minecraft, I like the little building a base. Even if I don't fight any enemies or do the story, to me that's a major component that adds replayability. And when you're playing with friends and you guys are all contributing, you're all cutting the blades of grass together, bringing over all the
That was fun.
pieces.
Yeah, we were able to put together quite a bit of Sir Knight's house
Nice.
after you had left. just because we had like a few minutes, and it was like one person was just hacking down grass and dropping it off, and the other person was putting it up on the house. You know what I mean? So it was like a little chain.
Yeah,
and
see, that's cool.
Quite a bit. So
that's really cool. Just playing with a bunch of buddies, building a mansion. I'd say it has a lot of replayability. The one thing I didn't like was when I joined your game, Sir Knight.
Oh,
I lost all my recipes,
bro. Exactly.
I'll be happy if I kept the recipes.
Yeah, even
at
just
the
your recipes.
very least. I'm happy with collecting stuff. That's fine. But I have to research everything again, and then when I research stuff, I take your researches. Like, it's only as a group we can only do 3 every 15 minutes per little research spot. So other than that, I would say that was my only complaint. The game was short, but it's in a game preview. Can't complain there. But overall, this is a great game.
I think the progression, I agree. But what I was having a hard time with too is like when I was dying and had to run back to find my backpack, run back. That's where I felt like I wasn't progressing.
Yeah, I had like a cool moment when I was playing by myself where it might have been like for 20 minutes I was just getting handed by soldier ants and spiders like consistently because I was just trying to get my stuff.
And that's not fun to me.
And like the fact that it's like, okay, great. I started, building my house or whatever, and I've got my spawn location set. But the fact that I spawned and there's absolutely nothing that I got to keep, and I have to like go and build it all again, or I have to go back and retrieve my stuff, like it just makes it a little bit.
And I think that's just because you guys don't play survival games. You guys don't play games like this, because that's not a problem for anyone who played a game like this before. You build storage at your base. You store all your loot. When you're out scavenging, you bring the necessities. You bring a hammer. You bring your crafting stuff. You bring all your important gear is in your bank, is in your stash at your base. So I think as we play this game more, you'll start building all your stashes, your 20 that can hold 20 items each. You find cool stuff. You start organizing your loot, and it's losing your bag is not really a big deal because you got the stash at your house.
Right. And I think as you progress and you're able to build those things, I see that.
Yeah.
But it was just you collecting so much, right? You for the last 30 minutes or even more, all we were doing was collecting items we needed. Find these items.
Yeah, dry grass,
and then you just run into
plant fibers,
all this stuff, and then the next minute you run into a spider by accident. It insta shots you. Yeah. You guys now are dead, and I got to run back, and it's like it feels like it just like no.
Yeah,
all that work, no, right? Like I'm just in that feeling I don't like. But once you get into it, and if you have the patience, right, and you get to the point where you can steadily build something and build those things, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I already, I have played some Survivors, so I do know that you kind of have to get off the good stuff like into a storage like ASAP. But at the same time, I felt like it was kind of discouraging because like you're doing all of that other stuff and you have all of your bare essentials, but literally in this game your bare essentials is almost like 10 items. You know what I mean? You got to have a hammer with you. You got to have an axe with you. You should probably have a spear with you to fight something. You may have a heavier weapon. You're probably going to get some clothes at some point. You might want a dandelion, so if you're at the top of a branch, you might want to float down or whatever. You're going to want some food on you. You're probably going to want to have some water. I just named like 10 things, you know what I mean? Like that, or things that's going to take up like 10 slots for you. And then for you to go out there and then like to get downed by a spider or an ant or something like that. And then they just babysit your bag. Like they don't move. They just stay lurking around your things. And it's just like, come on, guy, kill me. All right, cool. Bye. Go do something else. Go find another victim or something. Don't sit there perched around my bag. I was sitting here battling a freaking soldier ant because he's just uber aggroed, and all I'm trying to do is get my bag. But at the same time, my pride is like, you just kill me, I'm gonna have to get a couple of swipes in, but then you just kill me again. So we're at this constant rotation where it's like, all right, well now I just feel like I have to kill you because you just did me dirty so many times. So I'm like in this, in this struggle, just trying to get this one ant. But every time I die, he's just by my bag. So
yeah, for me personally, I could care less about dying. My stuff's there because my stuff is there. So I'll come back later. I'll go because in the map, if you're spending 30 minutes getting your bag, you could have collected everything and more that you had in the bag in that same amount of time. So for me,
but I got to do it over again. That bothers me. redoing what I just did over the last 30 minutes.
Having
over
to
again
recraft
bothers,
my axe, having to recraft
me.
the spear, but
Gotcha.
you gotta go.
I don't
and
have
spend the
time
time
like
to gather
that.
that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have a half hour to waste.
Yeah,
Like
I just feel like it adds danger to. I love when games are difficult and there's like a danger sense of danger in the world. I'm not gonna walk around. It might not be smart to walk around with a full bag. You're like, oh, I gotta go drop this off at my stash at my house.
didn't have a choice I didn't have a choice.
You don't have a choice,
yeah.
but at the same time, at the beginning, you have rocks and crap anyway. So nothing you have is of value.
hard.
Yeah,
to get,
but it took a good 15, 20 minutes
That's
to collect enough items to build the hammer, then to build the rock hammer, then to build the spear, then to build all those little materials that I needed. And
but I think that's only at the first, because when I joined your world, I already had the knowledge. So by the time I went from the tunnel to where you're at, I already had all the tools, and you were still holding a rock.
Yeah, because you remembered some of the recipes, and you're like, okay, I got to get this.
I was already
stuff
building
quicker.
everything, so I just feel like at first it is punishing, but I feel like as the game progresses, as things get harder, you hopefully learn the recipes and start building your base out. I feel like it could, it's a good balance when you learn more, it's harder. So, there's a cool challenge throughout the game. It's not easy mode like a lot of games, because I hate when games are too easy. Like, I'm a big Kingdom Hearts fan, but Kingdom Hearts 3 was so easy.
Easy.
I didn't even finish it because it was just like you could button mash the whole game.
I think for me, that's the only complaint I have is just the starting of the game. You can make it hard and punishing, but at least make it a little bit more understanding of what I'm supposed to be doing then, because that's what it feels like. I was wasting my time. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing.
You're supposed to survive.
Yeah. So I was collecting things, right? And I was collecting all this stuff, and I'm open my bag and I'm slowly piecing it together, and then I die. Right. And it's like, oh my gosh, like that was a whole waste of time. It makes me want to just shut the game off.
Gotcha.
It makes me want to just, you know what, forget it. I'm shutting the game off. Like, so you have to persevere to see the beauty in it. So if there's a way that they can tweak that, I could still die and my bag drops, but it makes me feel like, okay, it's a little bit more directive where I know, okay, I know how I can get myself back in the game. Like I didn't feel that way. It felt like Marcus said, debilitating. Like I felt just, discouraged.
Yeah, but like at the same time, what Mark was saying, after playing it and then for a minute and you start kind of getting the grasp of things, you're like, okay, I just need to go ahead and collect these pellets. Like whenever I come across them, I need to collect clovers. How I was telling you, like, okay, I know the roof's gonna require these clovers, so let me go ahead and hack these down along with the grass. Let me just stack all of these things. I see a spider web with no spider bite, I'm going over to it so I can pick it, get that silk from it, whatever. You know what I mean? Try to take advantage. Like, oh, it's flower petals. I'm gonna just grab any and everything that I know that I will need later on while I'm here, just cause, and try to figure it out. But keep like certain things on stack. Like once you have enough clover and woven fiber, then you can start to make like a helmet and armor, chest armor, and then some shin guards or whatever. And then all you need to repair it is clovers. So it's like, okay, I'll just keep a lot of clovers on deck. So I know I'm gonna be dying quite often. So when I go back from my bag, the repair value is gonna be low. So I'm just gonna, use my clovers to repair it and stuff. And you start pulling out the pallets to kind of help. Like, okay, I'm gonna just, while I'm here with some grass blades, I'm gonna just bring them back just in case I want to do something with it, whatever. But I was definitely having fun with it. I think the hardest thing for me in my world was trying to find gnats at the moment so I could get a bow. Because I wanted to make my bow and arrows so that I could try to kill some of these spiders that were getting me. But we found that one spot, so I want to try to see if I can go back. Yeah, I think
that's part of it too. Is like sometimes it could be a while before you find what you finally found. You could have been looking for 20 minutes for this gnats. You finally find them, you kill them, you take them, and then you die. Like it's as long as you can get it back, discouraging thing. Yeah, it's that discouraging aspect, right? Like that I'm talking about. Like I'm just wondering if there's maybe a slightly better way. Like maybe I don't know. I think it's fine like dropping some of the items, like maybe some important items.
Right.
But maybe not every piece that I just collected. So I don't mind rebuilding those important things, but I have them. So it was costly, right? But not like so costly. I don't know. I'm just throwing some ideas out there, but yeah, because I just would want people to have fun too.
Yeah.
Right. But all in all, I think we all agree that it was a good game, and that we'll probably be doing some more streaming of that soon.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah. So with all that being said, if you guys enjoyed the video, like the podcast, go ahead and hit that that subscribe button down below in YouTube. Hit us with that follow on Spotify, Podbean, Google Podcasts, wherever you listening to it at. Hit that follow button for us so we can see, that you guys are enjoying it and that there's actually people listening to us.
Yeah.
If not, we're just talking to a wall. But yeah, so, once again, I'm Godly Sovereign. This is Mark Araya. That's Sir Knight. We are the We Love Gaming podcast. Once again, thank you for listening, and we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
Peace.
I love gaming.